G'day ladies and gentlemen, Darkville here. Welcome to a StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm cast that I've picked up this one from Reddit. Thought I'd have a look over there and see what was going on. I actually found this one, which I believe, according to the title of this that was posted on r/castit, that it is a pretty interesting game. We'll see what happens here. It is on Yonzu LE, one of the maps that it's slowly been growing on me as the latter season has progressed. It sort of depends. I play a bit of random. I've been, well, actually playing random for a little while now, so it kind of depends on which race I get. Sometimes it feels a little bit icky for Zerg, as it is a very small map. But let's talk about our players up here at the top right-hand side, as our red Terran player has got a barcode name. So unfortunately, you don't have a proper name for our Terran player over here, being, well, very diligent with the scouting. Just straight away says, alright, let's check out and see what's going on inside. I'm pretty sure that a worker can't actually make it across that quickly, but oh well. Down here at the bottom left hand side, as our blue Protoss player, it is from Clan Spec, it is Ancestor. And we'll see what he gets up to here. He's saved up a little bit of Chrono Boost here. I'm not sure whether that's intentional or not. We'll see. Because, of course, this particular map is very, very well favored by Protoss players, especially in PvT, of course, for blink-based plays. There is a lot of space across the bottom side of the expansion. As you can see, you've got all the room in the world to blink in. Not only can you just sort of blink into these positions, of course, this last one's not very common, neither is that one there, but these sorts of positions here just off to the side are all very common there. Of course, you can also come in from the natural if your opponent is not fortified in that spot over there. But our barcode player is actually really diligent with the scouting, just checking about, wants to find out if there's any proxy gates, proxies, you know, robo or anything like that maybe. But I kind of feel like it's around about like 30 to 45 seconds early, perhaps. At least for tech-based builds, a robo and a Stargate is still not going to go down until around about like at a minimum the sort of 3:45 mark. So he's going to head back in, just obviously checking for proxy gates. Now, we can see part of the reason why. We've got a bunker going down, and the Rax has only just popped out one Marine. So this bunker is going to come along eventually. We can see that there is some gas coming in, and the gas went down pretty quickly as well, if memory serves me right. Yeah, 400. So he's slowly building up, and there is an SCV across the map. So we are going to get something proxied here from our Terran player. It looks as if we will get that factory started. We don't know for sure what's coming out of this just yet. There are a few options for for the Terran players as they try and proxy things. You can go for just simple proxy Widow Mines that walk their way into the base, Hellions, just simply Hellions. Then you have the starport based expansions, including mine drops, Hellion drops, and then of course going over to Cloak Banshees as well. It's not as if you're going to get a proxy Viking or something ridiculous like that, but we can see now that Chrono Boost has been dropped into I'm hoping at least that, yeah, it was actually a couple of units that have come out very quickly here from Ancestor. He's gotten out at least, yeah, one Stalker is going to come across and actually does get the high ground vision there on that supply depot. So he's going to be able to stop some of this construction here. May in fact pick off that SCV and does. Yeah, one of the SCVs goes down, gets a little bit too close, and it will be a starport based cheese coming out of our Terran player. So the thing about this kind of play, if you're a Protoss player and you see a bunker at the front, you say, alright, something fishy's going on. Terrans rarely ever say, I'm just going to put a bunker here because it's cool. They say, well, I'm not going to have as much power inside my main base, so what I'm going to need to do is set up a bunker for some defense, because early shenanigans with gateway-based units can be very, very tough to deal with when you don't have the power of Widow Mines, tanks even, or anything like that. So back at home for Ancestor, we are going to see that I would guess that it's going to be a blink play here. I mean, he started to save up a little bit more Chrono Boost as well, and we'll see if he's going to drop that into the blink tech. I'm assuming that it is going to be, as I said, a very popular kind of tactic on this map. But as you can see, 3 Hellions are about to be completed. This is a normal sort of timing here, that once the third one pops out, that's when we'll see the medevac come out as well, and we'll probably see the barcode Terran move across and try and get some damage done. Now Ancestor, he's got 4 of these Stalkers ready to rumble. There is a pylon being placed by this probe just moving through the middle of the map. We'll probably see one just around this this region or something like that, perhaps inside the in fact, yeah, he is going towards the natural, so he wants to lock down this this little bit of the map here. And now you're actually going to drop inside the main base, going to give a little bit of a chat distraction there from the Barco player. Ancestor not ready for this at all. The Stalker back at home is forced to, well, we're forced to warp in at least one. He can't actually warp in any others just now because we already saw a couple warping in across to the other side of the map. Now our Barco player will identify that Blink is being researched there. The party lights are on inside the Twilight Council, and as we can see, the probes have been annihilated. Really good targeting there from the Barco player. Now the probe count is 6. We now have 6 probes. How is this Protoss going to win here? I mean, we've got these Stalkers out. The Blink tech is about to finish up, but how are you meant to deal with this? We're going to get a Widowmine also coming out. Now keep in mind that the Twilight tech doesn't allow you any kind of detection, so Ancestor is going to be stuck rock between a hard place here, because between a rock and a hard place. Something to do with a rock. I can't remember how that one goes. Anyway, he's going to drop in the Widowmine here. Drops a shot. Also, a little bit of self-harm on that medevac. Getting out of there very quickly because the Stalkers are chasing after the medevac there. But now the factory is going to escape. I think it won't get away. It'll probably get into the red here and then will burn down once it's in flight. And yeah, there it is. It's going to start to burn down. So we're in a position where our Protoss player has 5 probes, has a mineral line infected by a Widowmine. And there is another kill, down to 5 probes again. Ancestor's going to slowly run out of minerals here if he's not careful. And the thing is, he can't, if he wants to warp in more Stalkers to get more damage done, then he's going to need to, save some money from, building up these probes. And now, in fact, the Barco player is going to drop in with the Hellion and finish off the rest of the probes here. The Widowmine is going to do the rest of the work there as well. The Mothership Core is going to provide the high ground vision though, but as you can see, the Barco player, our Terran, is now prepared. He's got a couple of Marauders up. There are 2 bunkers at the mineral line and also at the front door of the natural. And now, as we can see, going to get a bit of vision up here. We'll see the bunker, going to try and target that down very quickly. Got to be careful with that Mothership Core. If we lose the Mothership Core, that is quite likely game over right there. Trying to micro back some of the Stalkers, doing his best to try and target down the Marauders. They are going to pop out. We'd love to see the rest of the SCVs pulled across here, but it looks like a couple of force fields on the low ground there from that sentry. Actually really nicely done. Mothership Core got to get out of there. You can't go down, otherwise this whole thing is down and out. But as you can see, the Terran is having a little bit of a hard time getting some units out right now. Back at home, Workers dead. Only one left on the map. He's over here at the natural base. Not going to be collecting too many minerals from over there, I tell you what. And as you can see, even the racks are starting to go down. Planetary Fortress is now being activated, and the Terran player is going to have some, well protected, at least half of the mineral line. We can see that this sort of area will be relatively well protected because of that planetary, but I mean, after that, what are you going to do? You're going to have a very hard time mining from the mineral line there. The factory did get taken out. We're trying to build up some extra racks. I mean, our Terran player doesn't even have any any minerals left over to actually mine. You're going to send in the SCVs to try and take care of some of the Stalkers, or at least the Zealot at the front there, but with the force field and a little bit of time warp, he actually is losing a few of these SCVs. We're down to 15 SCVs. The Hellion is left on the other side of the map. He's going to try and come back and try and help out. Where is there is a Widowmine. There it is. He did come back across his... Are you kidding? Wow, it's got 30 health left over. I'm very surprised that Widowmine is still alive. I would love to see Terran player repair that up, but as you can see, it's going to be very difficult to mine from this base here for our Terran, because he's just going to have a hard time keeping away from the Stalkers. The Marauders can't pop out because they'll get shot down. In fact, there you go. Trying to bring out the SCVs, another force field coming out, more dead SCVs here for the Terran player. Ancestor is slowly starting to control this mineral line here. There are 5 Stalkers, a single sentry and a Mothership Core out on the map as aggressive units here for the Protoss player, and that is all he has. He's going to try and control it from here, but I kind of can't believe this game is still going, but it is. And I mean, the power of Blink here, but That is just an SCV inside that bunker, guys. There are no more. The units have been airlifted out. The Hellion is on the way. The Marauder and the Marauder and an SCV are coming across to try and kill off the rest of the Protoss base. Of course, the Marauder is very good at killing buildings. An SCV, not so much. Maybe he's going to deconstruct it or something like that. But as you can see, we've now got a Planetary and a Widowmine as the last bastion of hope here for the Terran player. The bunker will go down. There are no units in sight, so that's not going to worry him too much. He does collect a few minerals here, around about 100 minerals are picked up. The Mothership Core is just about dead. 5 health left over. Oh, an early GG called out by Ancestor. He thinks he's got this. He thinks he has got this because he has killed off the mineral line and most of the units. I kind of feel like I wouldn't be calling that just yet. You could see the Terran player perhaps forcing a draw. Like, if you really wanted to, you could possibly sneak away some of these buildings here and try and push them off to the side. I mean, for what it's worth, he is keeping them alive for the most part, but the problem is this Planetary. These Stalkers are not going to have a good time trying to kill off that Planetary. I mean, we can see that the Terran is slowly able to pick up a couple of minerals here to bring in a little bit more potential to repair some of his stuff. The Planetary gets a shot off with its Ibix cannons, and it does get... Oh, the GC Stalkers are getting very close to death. The Widowmine is looking intently to try and catch out some of the Stalkers, slowly moving it across. I think what we need to see here from the Terran is slowly moving this Widowmine just around about to somewhere around here, or perhaps, actually maybe down here would be a little bit better, but he is going to move it across, dropping it down in the mineral line here. I'm not sure if Ancestor has seen this. He doesn't have any detection, even if he has. Oh, tried to blink out of there. Actually targeted the Stalker that wasn't blinking. I'm not sure what happened, but Ancestor now down to 4 Stalkers. Back at his main base, we've got the Marauder and the Hellion slowly taking care of these buildings. The Nexus has been killed off, so now he knows there is a pylon over in the middle of the map. We do have that probe up at the top, but he can't do anything. There are no minerals in the back. And for the Terran, I mean, he can drop down some mules. Eventually, he can drop down some mules. He's got... the possibilities, there are a couple of possibilities. He could, if he could float this orbital command away, somehow make his way through the top end of the map, jump up to the high ground here that's protected by the rocks. He may have a small period of time where he's, you know, able to mine freely. But I mean, now Ancestor has slowly been stepping into the trap of that Widowmine, and this could turn around here. This could be a win for our Terran player. He drops down a couple of mules. We can see the Planetary going to work on those Stalkers, but wow, Ancestor blinking away, gets away from some of the damage before SCVs are left over, and some mules are left here for the Terran as well. And, well, I mean, these guys are slowly working in, getting some work done. There's no need to kill any of this off, but obviously, if you want to win the game, then eventually you need to kill off your opponent's buildings. But Ancestor, he's trying to figure out what he can do. How can he attack this Planetary Fortress? Well, you can't. These Stalkers are already too low. 3 Stalkers will not kill a Planetary. I'm pretty sure, even without SCVs repairing, it takes about, I would say it's around about 8 Stalkers, roughly, maybe? I'm not sure, because you've got to keep in mind, guys, that the Planetary does a slight amount of splash damage. So when your Stalkers are grouped up like this, they actually do take a tiny little bit of splash damage. And now we can see that the Barcode Terran is now back with his units. He's looking for the kill. The Medivac is going to heal up some of these SCVs. Got to be very careful. Here comes the Marauder is kept down at the back. Needs some target fire on that Marauder. But I think that Ancestor is going to fall down here. A little bit of... wow, that was some nice StarCraft Master Micro here from the Barcode player. The SCV's chasing after that Stalker. They want to catch him. They want to kill him off. One Marine is out here for the Terran player. It looks as if the Stalkers are going to stay alive for the moment. This SCV is out for blood. Look at that guy. But the Marauder, the hero of the day, able to kill off a Nexus and now slowly chip away at these units over here, is pretty much going to finish this off. And I mean, that is it. Like, there is no way for Ancestor to win this. He's lost all the shields, a lot of the health on these Stalkers. It is basically done. The Hellion's going to come across, going to, wow, get a shot off. Both these guys having some really nice micro, but I mean, that's what happens when you've got nothing else to do on the map. But Ancestor slowly trying to chip away. He knows that that Widowmine is there. As we can see, you just get a little bit of a vision on where it is. But now, coming into the mineral line, Stalker gets taken out. Stalker number 2 goes down. Even a mule is at the party. This guy can't actually attack, but he says, give me a hug. The sentry says no, and there is a GG from Ancestor. What a crazy game between these two. I don't understand that. I mean, I think Ancestor was. There were a couple of decisions where he could have certainly changed things up, but that was really good micromanagement there from the Terran player here up at the top right-hand side. Unfortunately, we don't know who he is, but alas, the good and the bad of being a barcode player. I hope you all enjoyed that fun little match. I'll catch you all next time. Here, as you can see, 47 damage to bio units and then the 34 damage against other standard targets. His storms have also been wonderful, just spreading them out across the battlefield, doing really nicely there. And for Minigun, he's been sticking with a much more